So when he comes back, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry there was an intermission because the video stopped. Okay, so I'm doing this one from the other camera because I got two cameras here. So anyway, in my mini studio here. So anyway, what I was saying, if you are found guilty, you will be they'll be held to pay, ladies and gentlemen, literally. Because you got to understand as to why human creation was created in the first place. Don't you care about why we were created? We were created in God's image, in the Creator's image, to live with Him and to worship Him. That's why He created us, so that we can, He was trying to multiply Himself through us. We are the only creatures, the only creation created in God's image. All right? So please do not believe this silly and crazy paradigms that are being run by the Hegelian dialectic, which is, again, they create a problem, they watch for remember the Patriot Act? Remember where that come from? It came from where? From 9/11. So you see how how American society and the world at large has been worked? You see how it has been worked under their very blind noses and eyes. So legalized drugs. So again, going back to illegal drugs came out of the people that actually legalized drugs. There's no difference between the two. The only thing is that one is they're not paying the fair share to the government. That's why it's illegal. Remember, like the alcohol prohibition thing back in Al Capone time. And by the way, Al Capone was a CIA. Again, ladies and gentlemen, do not believe me. Do your research. Hit the books. Al Capone was a CIA agent that was created by design, because America is going to go down quickly than you think. America is at its deathbed. Remember how the Roman Empire fell? Okay, by the barbarians. No, they're trying to find all kinds of reasons, right? The Roman Empire was invaded by the barbarians or by the kingdom of the East, blah blah blah. But the reality is, when a system like the United States is corrupted to the core, it needs to be completely destroyed. So America, it is self-destructing. Whether you want to see that reality or not, I cannot do anything for you. And the media, they play their part very well, just like Hollywood. In fact, to the max. In fact, that's why you see a lot of media commentators and newscasters. Sometimes they become Hollywood stars. Do you know? You know why that is? It's all the same. They play the same psychological game. They are all part of the same plan to control the masses. Okay? You have been had. You have been played. And soon, American society will be slayed. And the ones that are going to go first are the poor people, and then it goes to the rich folks. Okay, so that is all I have for you right now. But I'm going to let us read the Bible, because I'm going to tell you about a prophecy that's coming soon to America that's going to help create, that's going to assure the destruction of America. Okay, let us go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the meat against them. We shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. Why? Of course not. And you know who the meats are? The Iranian. The United States, once the United States attack Iran, okay, so listen to the news. You got to run for the hills, ladies and gentlemen, because America will be done. And by the way, you see the war that Donald Trump is talking about? The war is not to keep people out. It's to keep people in. There's going to be a massacre of the United States, like in proportion that you cannot even begin to imagine. It has been happening through the mass murder, millions upon millions of babies, defenseless babies being killed. Okay? Each year, millions upon kids. Ever since Roe versus Wade was approved back in 1976 by the Supreme Court. Now, who you think is paying for all this abortion through Planned Parenthood? The same money that you carry on your wallet or on a credit card that says, "In God we trust." Now, which God exactly are we talking about? Lucifer, of course. They call him Lucifer. But I got some bad news for them. Lucifer no longer exists. Lucifer existed in heaven. That was his name when he was part of the kingdom, until evil was found in him. Evil is so ridiculous, and the devil is so ridiculous and so stupid, okay, that he had everything with God, with his creator, but yet he wanted more. If you have everything, how can you want more? You understand? That's why the devil doesn't make any sense. And that's why the people that follow him don't make no kind of sense whatsoever. You see the ladies running in Congress like Ocasio-Cortez, Skeleton, Nancy Pelosi, or should I say the squad. See, ladies don't belong in government. When we have leaders, but we don't have leaders, we have politics, which play on people's emotions, like I was telling you. It is a game. Okay? So once again, who pays for abortions? The same money that says, "In God we trust." So wait a minute. Let me just tell you, and this is the proof that America is the second proof of the second beast of the Bible, which the Bible talks about in chapter 13, in Revelation chapter 13. All right? And I'm going to read a little bit of it before I get out of here. But let me keep reading to you. The meats are the Iranians. When the United States attacks Iran, you better run. You better pray to God that you are one of the people that is going to escape American destructions. 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, who is Babylon? In Bible prophecy, America. The first beast is the Roman Catholic Church, where all the religions of this planet came out of. 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fort there. 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. 22. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in the desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And the time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So you've been warned. America will be destroyed. Now, as promised, I'm going to read chapter 13. I mean, not everything, of course. Chapter 13, Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. Now, the first 10 verses talks about the first beast, which is the Roman Catholic Church. But we are concentrating, we're talking about America right now, right? So let us talk about America. Revelations chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon. Who is he talking about here? The United States. Again, you got the Democrats and you got the Republicans, which is one. Your votes don't count. You got the separation of church and state to power within the United States. So that's what the horns symbolizes and represents, okay? Verse 12. And he exercised all the powers of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelt therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now, which deadly wounds is the Bible talking about that was done to the Roman Catholic Church? Well, Napoleon Bonaparte, back in 1798, dethroned, completely defeated the Roman Catholic Church. In 1798, okay, through his general, Bertie, what's his name? Bertie, I think it was. He destroyed the Roman Catholic Church, and the Roman Catholic Church was powerless for 131 years. And back in 1929, it regained its power. Its wound was healed. In 1929. Don't believe me? Do your research. Exactly. Do not believe any man. Don't believe me. I'm just a sinful man as the next man. We are all sinners. That's why we die every day. So don't believe me. Believe your own eyes. Are you afraid of the truth? Can you handle the truth? See, people don't want to bother to do research and read and prove what I'm saying here, because once you wake up and see the truth for what it is, then there needs some changes. Your life will be, you have a decision to make. Now that you know the truth, like it says in John 8, verse 32, all right? Yahushua said it best. And they shall know the truth, and the truth shall make them free. So, as the Roman Catholic Church was there, starting in 1798, what was happening in the world? The United States was coming up. In fact, its constitution was written back when? Back in 1786? Was it? I mean, yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't even remember whether it was 1886 or 1786. I know it was founded, but it was the birth of America was in 1776. So who was coming up back in 1886 when the Constitution was written? The United States was gaining power. and he was becoming a powerful creature that spake as a dragon, and he does. 13. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man. He's talking about the hydrogen bomb. Who is the only nation that has used hydrogen bomb? The United States. 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and they live. And did live. Okay? So you see, we have been living under the new world order, under the Antichrist system. Okay? All that machinery is right there in front of your eyes. Okay? So don't be shocked at what you're seeing. There's more shocking things that are coming your way. Don't be shocked by what you see when you see them killing babies, which is actually a sacrifice to their god Satan. Okay? So that's the most coward crime that anybody can do. When you kill somebody that cannot defend itself, and that's what the devil is. He's a coward. Okay? He did it in the beginning, and he's doing it again. By manipulating people, by intimidating people, by scaring people, by using violence against people. All right? Yeah, he's able to, by playing the paradigms, he's able to control the masses. You need to be praying 3 times a day, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be fasting. And you know how you fast? By not eating anything for at least 24 hours, or not drinking anything for at least 24 hours. Don't forget the links that I'm going to send you. Okay? May God bless you. And remember, as he said in Ephesians 6, and I'm done. Let us go to Ephesians 6. And verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen. Have you heard of the Bohemian Grove? Google it. Where a bunch of the most powerful men on this earth and in the United States go and worship an hour. In the last 2 weeks of every year of July in California, the Bohemian Grove. In fact, that's what the Manhattan Project was talked about. You want to know what the Manhattan Project was? Google it. I'm going to give you some homework. I cannot do everything for you. Do it. All right? And now they're talking about the crushing of the dollar very soon. And the more dividing of the United States. Everything is done by design, ladies and gentlemen. So do not be shocked when you see people marrying themselves of the same sex. That was prophesied. I mean, we live in such a ridiculous planet. I mean, and this is not hate speech here. This is reality. That when you got transgender men competing in women's sports, really? And then they come out winners, and people don't say nothing about that. See? Because, by you accepting everything, hey, it makes you feel like, hey, I'm good. I understand people. No, it doesn't work like that. When you go against nature, there'll be hell to pay. And not just for you, but for this planet. May God bless you. And I'll be praying for you. And don't forget to subscribe on this channel, because by you subscribing and sharing this truth, but please, before you do that, do your research. I'm not going to ask you just to subscribe. No, make sure what I'm talking about is truth. Okay? So don't believe everything, don't believe anything the Mockingbird media, which plays with people. I think the media talks, look at CNN, for instance. CNN is Sodom and Gomorrah. You got Lemon, no wonder it's called a lemon. You got Cooper, an ex-CIA agent. Ladies and gentlemen, okay? And they tell you they're gays. And they're very accepting in this society because this is the devil's time. This is his time. And he's at war with God's soldiers and messengers. Because we are here to tell you the truth. I'm not here to give you the blue pill, to blue pill you. I'm here to give you the red pill. I hope you take it. Like that movie Matrix, remember? May God bless you. Y'all take care, you hear?